All right, guys. So everybody knows that one thing I'm really into is rap music, and one thing I've always wanted to do with this channel is put out artists that I love and listen to that I feel like are underrated or unheard of. So we're gonna start today's with one of my favorites, probably my personal favorite, and that's the homeboy Woody, Ryan Wood. Woody is from Antioch, California. He was part of the Norteños gang. He started coming out with music in the early 90s, and he built East Coco Records, which has a lot of rappers nowadays that are still out there doing big, Big Tone, Divina, Megan. You've got Shadow. You've got B-Dog. You've got Louie Lou. Like all this kind of stuff, plus numerous more, He really started the Northern movement with rap music. And the interesting thing about Woody, too, is that his backstory was real. He carried a lot of respect. Woody was a white boy, but he didn't step into the gang shit like that, trying to get some clout. He grew up in Antioch, California. The other people that grew up around him say that dude's true as fuck. He has real respect behind him, And a lot of the things he talks about in his music, a lot of people have said is authentic. He was real, talking about real stuff. There's a famous song, Tales of a Killer. He talks about a shootout in a drive-thru. And there's so many YouTube videos and talks with people about that where, that was apparently a real thing. There's a documentary that came out recently on Woody, talking about some other things in the street that he may have been involved in. That one of his friends is maybe doing life in prison for, and another friend of his, had his downfall with the police. I'm not gonna get all into all that because it's not my story, but he was real. Unfortunately, I got put onto Woody in like 2008 by a homeboy of mine, and Woody took his life. Well, they don't know if he took his life. There's a lot of theories around it, but Woody's life ended tragically 2007. So I didn't get to be a real fan when he was alive, but I definitely would have been, man, and I definitely love his music now. And there's a lot of stuff in his music, a lot of themes that I really relate to that I think make him really good, On top of the gangbanging stuff, Woody he talks about real shit. Just, dealing with a hard life, like real feelings, real, fears of different stuff, and, what it's like to live the type of life that he's living. And he's a white boy, like I said, which always gets thrown out there. But I also think it's cool. Woody kind of blew Northern music up. So you have a white boy who really transitioned his skin color, to put his people on the map. It had nothing to do with the pigmentation of his skin at the end of the day. It had to do with the people in the side that he was representing. And he created a legacy that's still going strong to this day, And he was just a talent, man. He was one of those freak talents, neighborhood champions, man, that, just was good at what he did. And his music is amazing, dude. If you've never heard him, I just suggest that you look him up. Understand a lot of his music is more 90s type of rap music, but it's dope, dude. And some songs I would recommend: In the Bay, Demons in My Sleep, Tales of a Killer, Matter of Time, man, Raised in It, Bury Me on East 18th Street. That's one of my favorites, man. There's so much with him, dude. And then check out the people that, he helped put out there too, man, and a lot of their music. Because honestly, dude, it's all dope, man. I haven't really seen one artist in his camp I didn't like. But I'm telling you, man, if you like underground rap music, you always want to look for something new and something different that you haven't heard before, man, you got to check out Woody, dude. Guy's amazing. So this is video number 1 of Underground Rap Legends. Catch me in part 2. Like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Maybe drop the name of an artist that you want me to look into and see if we make a video about them, man. And if you do happen to look his music up or you know something about him already, man, tell me what you think. All right, man. Peace out. Catch y'all on the next one.